Hello friends, once again Sharad here, and today also I'm here with one another theory lesson, and today we have types of triad. Triad is a chord, and chord made by three notes. It's called triad. Okay, there are chords with four notes as well. They are like seventh chords, but we are not going there today. We are just focusing on types of triad. That is chord with three notes. There are actually four types of triads. I will write it here. The first one is major triad, major chord, you can say, major triad or chord. Because now we are only focusing on chords with three notes, that's why we call it triad. And second one is minor triad. Third one is augmented in shortcut it's written aug. I will just write it aug. It's augmented triad. And fourth is diminished triad, which is dim triad. Okay, and they have actually their own formulas for that. So major triad, it's 1, 3, 5. So by this video I would suggest that you know what I'm talking. I mean 1, 3, 5, I'm talking in those terms. So you have to know what is third and what is fifth and stuff like that. So in minor triad it's first flat third plus 5, of course, and in augmented it's first plus third plus sharp 5. Okay, that's our augmented triad. And diminished triad would be 1 plus flat third plus flat 5. So this would be our formulas for triads. So major triads 1, 3, 5. Minor triads is 1 flat third. Okay, we flat the third. Okay, that's why it's flatted third. 5. Let me write the flat. Yeah, it's fly. It should be actually flatted third. So once again, the major triad is 1, 3, 5, 1 plus 3 plus 5. Minor triad is 1 flat 3, 5, 1 plus flat 3 plus 5. Augmented triad is 1, 3, and sharp 5. Here, yeah, right? And then dim triad is 1 flat 3 and flat 5. This flat 5. Flat 5. So this is our four types of triad according to the quality of the sound that they give. In guitar instruments, for us as a guitar player, when we learn chords, we learn in a shape way. Like we don't focus when we learn in guitar. We don't think about 1, 3rd, or 5th. But in other hand, in piano, when we play piano, we actually see the notes what we are pressing, and that's actually a good way to learn the chords rather than learning the shape. And actually, this is a kind of drawback that I think in guitar, or at least in the beginning. For example, if you were learning C chord, I would show you here. We just focus on this shape of C. Right, but here, if we look, what are we pressing here? It's like we are the first one. This is also open string, the 6th string. Some people would play like this, or some people would play like this, G and the bass. But I'd keep it like here. In this chord, we are more focused on the shape. We don't think about what note it's there, right? But like I said, in piano we see the notes, and then we oh, that is this note, and it's much more. I think it's a good way to think about the chords or triads, or other 7 chords. It's good to think with the concept of notes, what's there. So let's take some example. For example, let's say in major triad. For example, let's say we have to figure out the triad of C. Okay, now let's keep like this. Let me use other marker. Okay, now we have to figure out the C major triad. So what would be C major triad? So for C major triad, of course, formula is 1, 3, 5. So now you should know what is the third of C. First would be C, of course. Third would be E. And fifth would be G. Alright? So how you figure out this third, fifth? You have to make the major scale of C, and then look which one is the third and which one is the fifth, right? So basically, C major triad or C major chord has these three notes: C, E, and G. And as I just told that in piano we just play the C, E, G, and that's it. We know that's a C chord. But in guitar, C, E, Z, we don't think as C, E, Z here. We just think as shape. Okay, this is a C, this is D, this is G, right? But I encourage you to learn the chords and also know what are the notes. For example, the open 6, this is E, right? And this one, the ring finger, what we are pressing, this is C. And this middle finger, this is E. And this is an open string again, this is G. And here, this one, this is C. And again, this is E, open. So we have how many E? 1 E, 2 E, 3 E. Altogether we have 3 E's here. And we have C. How many C? We have 2 C's here. This and this. This and this. 2 C's. And we have 1 G. Right? We have 1 G. We have 3 E's, 2 C, 2 C's, and 1 G. But in piano, there is only 1 C, 1 E, and 1 G. That's how piano player plays. But here we play like this. We have many. We have double or 3 times same notes. But like I said, I encourage you guys to learn the chords not only by the shapes, but also try to figure out what are the notes there, what is the third and what is the fifth, and so on, right? And let's take another example. Let's take now example of minor. Okay, now let's say you have to figure out the minor triads of minor chords of D. So what would be the formula? First, 1 flat 3 and 5, right? So 1 is D, obviously. What is the flat third of D? So you have to figure out the D major scale first and look what is the third. In D major scale, the third would be F sharp. And you have to flat the third. And when you flat the F sharp, that would be only F. And what is the fifth of D? Fifth of D would be A. So this is our D minor triad, right? D minor triad. Again, in guitar, same case. This would be our D minor. Somebody would play it with this fingering, but I play like this. So what are the notes here, right? What are the notes here? We don't play the upper, the E, because it doesn't belong to the D minor chord. We don't play that. This is, fifth string is A, which actually belongs. We have A in D minor. And this fourth string is D, of course, that's a D minor. And this is A again, D again, and F, right? So we have 2 Ds here, 2 Ds, and 2 A and 1 F, right? 1 F. So that's how you create the chords. And with this formula, you can figure out yourself what are the chords. Like for example, you have to figure out what is E minor chord. Then you can figure out E minor would be E, flat third would be G, fifth would be B. So E, G, B would be E minor. So in the same way, let's take an example of quick example of augmented. For example, you need C augmented, right? So C augmented, formula for C augmented would be 1, 3 plus sharp 5. As we just took the example of C major chord, which was C, E, G. This was major triad. Now we need augmented, same, 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, sharp 5. The only difference between major and augmented is sharp 5. The fifth is raised or sharped, right? So C, E, G sharp. That would be augmented, C augmented chord, right? In the same way, diminished would be C dim would be 1 flat 3 5, 1 flat 3 flat 5, right? So put the C 1, of course. Third was E, but we have to make it flat. So E flat and G fifth also flat. So G flat. That would be our diminished C triad or C diminished chord. So these are the types of chord triads. Triads means chords formed by 3 notes. 3 notes. These are the types of triads based on the quality of the sound that it gives. So try to figure out the triads of chords of other keys as well, like D, E, F, G, all the 12 keys, and try to remember what is the fifth and what is the third and flat third and sharp fifth and stuff like that. So enjoy practicing. See you in the next lesson.